Remember when I told y'all I having issues with the nose? See, you know. Oh, I want to talk about something, you guys. While I'm doing this, it's so crazy. What is it that what was I? What is was something that I wanted to talk about? It's at the tip of my tongue. So bear with me. I gotta figure out what it is. Oh my gosh. Oh, I want to talk to y'all about something that happened, right? It was like a weird situation, right? Where, like sometimes, when people are staring at me from the back, I can tell, when somebody's staring, right? So, it was an incident where, I forgot my bag. I left it in the break room, in the refrigerator. So I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot my bag, because I had to get some stuff, to take home. Since that was my last day before my day off, and I didn't feel like doing all of that on my day off. So I was like, oh, let me. So I grabbed every thing that I needed on my lunch break, right? So when I clock out, I forgot the bags was in the break room, and so I went to walk back, right, to get the bags, and I had like I felt somebody eyes on me. Okay, I felt somebody eyes on me, and when I turned around, my eyes my eyes connected with theirs, right? So the person was shocked, like how she knew I was staring at her. So when I turned, my eyes connected with hers, and I caught her like looking, like giving me this stank look. How when people they give you a stank look when they see something they might think is disgusting, because okay, I'm not a skinny chick, okay, you guys? I'm not a skinny chick. So I wear like a lot of dresses. I wear dresses, right? And I wear skirt outfits, like, with the skirts, with the, the dress top to go with it, or have like a whole dress on, right? So that day I had a whole dress on, like a sweater dress, and I wear leggings under my dresses, like especially when the weather is cold, because I got to keep my legs warm, when I'm wearing dresses and skirts. So I had leggings underneath. So when I turned around, I was like, somebody staring at me. Okay, I feel somebody staring at me. So when I turn around and we connect eye contact, and I call her making a stink look, like giving like this distinct, disgusting look. And I'm like, why is she looking at me like that? I'm not even dressed inappropriate. Like when I wear, dresses and skirts, I'm covered up. I'm not showing, too much, okay? So she was shocked, like when she noticed that I connected with her and caught her, looking at me like that. Like she was like, oh my gosh, like how she know I was staring at her from the back, okay? So I just was like, because I don't like when people do that, but I just was like, went up to her, was looking her up and down with the same disgusting look that she was looking at me behind my back. She thought I wasn't gonna, catch on to what she was doing. So I was just looking her up and down, and then I kept staring at her. I kept staring at her wig, and then I was just looking at her like, and then I just was like, oh, that's a disgusting wig, you know, that you're wearing. And then I just walked off, like, cause that is ignorant. Like when people be trying to like stare at you a certain way, like they have a problem with you. So I'm like, why would she stare at me like that? Okay, I understand you don't like big girls, But you don't have to stare at me funny like that, because I don't just throw on anything, okay? I'm not one of them big girls that be trying to squeeze into an outfit that only skinny people wear, okay? I don't dress like that. So that was funny. I was like, whoa, I caught her staring at me. But the way she reacted, she was like, whoa, how she knew I was staring at her funny like that, okay? So, I can feel it. Like I can, like I can tell when somebody is staring at me, okay? It's like this feeling. It's this feeling I get. I can't explain it. It's like this feeling I get, and then I'll connect with them. Like I'll connect with the person that's staring at me. So that was like a awkward situation right there. You know, but yeah, like I pick up on stuff like that. That's all I wanted to say. It's probably something. It's probably something else that I want to say, because I have like a lot of experiences, encounters. It was something. It was something else. Something else that happened that I want to share. It was something else that happened, because it happens random. And like sometimes I be forgetting stuff. I be like, oh my gosh, like I keep forgetting stuff that I've seen or experienced. But oh yeah, so I want to talk about something like what I want to talk about. It was something I wanted to say. Oh yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to do like some videos, just certain things where you guys can get the recipe. I'm not gonna do every, like, certain stuff, not everything, okay? Because some stuff I'd rather not give away, because it's just part of the family. I don't wanna give away family stuff. So but like when I go, because I'm supposed to be making tres leche cake. I'm not sure what flavor, because you can make coconut, vanilla, strawberry, lemon, different flavors, coquito flavor, chocolate. I'll probably just do a recipe on here. Wait a minute. It was something I wanted to say, but I can't. What is it that I need to say? It was a situation that had it was a situation that I experienced, but I have to. Oh, wait a minute. Did I don't know if I told y'all. It was an incident where I was in the elevator, right? And I was in the elevator, and this lady came on the elevator with me, right? And she turned, like, she stood right next to me, and she's turned her head facing me, right? And was staring at the side of my face. Okay. So while she was staring at the side of my face, she was making like evil expressions while she was staring at me. So that was kind of awkward. I was like, oh my gosh, like, why is she staring at me like that? Because I had to prepare myself. Um, you know, um, just in case she tried to attack me. So she was staring at me all that time. Until the elevator opened up. Like, just her face was like, it looked like her face was shifting from different facial expressions, but the facial expressions was evil, like evil type, facial expressions. So she was staring at me the whole time in the elevator, and then when the elevator doors opened up, she turned back around and walked out the elevator like nothing happened. I was like, "Oh my gosh, that is so strange." When she did that, I don't want to say, what was causing her to do that, but and if you guys read between the lines, I'm pretty sure you would know what I'm talking about. So that was kind of strange to me, but I don't have fear. Like, I don't fear certain stuff. So, I be brushing that off. Like, when I come across people that are like that, I brush it off. But that was just strange. I was like, oh my gosh, like, she's staring at me like that. I knew I used to have this friend, right? And we used to hang out, and like he would like switch into different personalities. I recorded him. I don't think he noticed that I recorded him, because on my old phone. But he would like switch into three different people, and he didn't notice like that I was there with, like watching him doing this. So he would like switch into three different people. So I was like, oh my gosh, like, please don't tell me he has like three different spirits in him. So I just played it off. I was like, oh, let me act like I don't notice. But he didn't notice that I was watching him the whole time. Cause I know one time I gave him a hug, right? And I peeped his facial expressions changing, like while I was giving him a hug. And like whenever I wasn't around, like if I would leave him in the I would leave him in the house by himself, he would be like, I don't like being here by myself while you at work. Like, I feel uncomfortable. So, he was having issues where he didn't feel comfortable being there by himself. But yeah. Oh my gosh, this pen. Come on, like you see the ink in there? I have ink in here. See? Enough ink. And it's like, acting up on me. But so he was being he was being attacked while I was at work, like, spiritually attacked. Cause like when, people who up to no good, comes around me, they end up getting attacked. Cause it was an incident where I had a Panamanian friend, and his family they be practicing voodoo and stuff, they be practicing black magic and stuff, and I probably have to edit this part out. But yeah, so he was hanging with me, right? I was like, oh yeah, come on, let's hang out. So he was hanging with me. And so he took his shoes off, like his shoes off, because he wanted to exercise, because since he was hanging out with me, he wanted to exercise while he was with me, right? So after he took his shoes off, he's like, oh, I keep slipping because of my socks. So he took his socks off. I was like, whoa, put your socks back on, right? I was freaking out, like, put your socks back on, because he had like his toenails was dark, like dark brown, like dark toenails was dark brown, and some of them fell off, some of his toenails fell off, and the rest of them was hanging on for dear life. Okay, so I'm like, put your socks back on, like, cause I didn't know where he at, and I was like, how your feet get like that, like, ask some questions, like, how your toenails get like that. So he lied, and he gonna tell me his feet got like that from when he fell off the ladder. And I was like, now that right there is a bogus lie. Nobody feet gets like that from falling off a ladder, okay? And I was like, somebody put something on you. Somebody put a curse or something on you, because when my oh my gosh, this is not working. Because when my dad fell from the third floor, he fell from the third floor all the way to the basement, working on a building, right, at his job. He was fixing a building, right? So he slipped and he fell from the third floor all the way to the basement, and he ended up breaking his bones, his legs. So they had to put rods in his legs, and he was in a coma for a couple months, right, from falling. So his toenails wasn't like that, you understand? Like, his toenails looked normal. None of his toes was dark in color and falling off, okay? He didn't have those issues. His toes looked normal, right? So this friend was telling me his toes like that, dark in color, and half of them, fell off, and the rest was like hanging on halfway, struggling to stay on. Like, they looked like they were about to fall off too, right? So he said, he got it from he falling off a ladder, and I knew he was lying. I was like, no, you don't get your feet don't get like that from falling off a ladder. No, that's impossible, right? I was like, that's impossible. Somebody put something on you. I'm like, somebody put something on him. Okay. So somebody put a curse on him. And so we was hanging out, right? He kept saying he can't breathe. Like, he kept saying he can't breathe. 'Cause he started asking questions. Like, he was like, oh, did anybody pass away in your family that's close to you? You know, because he kept seeing a older Hispanic male, right? And he's seen a younger woman that had long black hair, right? So he was asking, did anybody close, passed away in my family? Because he was trying to figure out, was this somebody that might have passed away where I'm at, staying there, or somebody that's close to my family, that's in my family that passed away. Or it could be somebody from, my kids' side of the family, their dad's side of the family, that might have passed away and was looking out for them. Okay, looking out for us. So he was like the woman. He was like, the female keeps going where the staircase at, right? And he was like, the older guy is standing where the thermostat looking at him, right? So after he was telling me that, like, he felt uncomfortable, being there, and he was like, I can't breathe. He kept saying he can't breathe. It feels like somebody's choking him. Like, he can't breathe. It feels like somebody choking, right? Like, squeezing his neck, but I couldn't see what was choking him. Okay. And he was like, I can't breathe. He was like, I can't breathe. I got to get some fresh air. He kept saying he got to get some fresh air, right? So he left to get some fresh air and never came back. He rushed out and never came back.